This is Ralph Lemmel, and I would like to show you how you can easily examine the repository of the 101 Companies project. I will do this by means of a software matrix experiment such that we determine the lines of code metric for Java and Haskell files in the repository, and then we somehow draw a conclusion from that comparing the two languages. The first thing we have to do here is we have to get our hands on a repository, which is available on GitHub. So we have to go to the GitHub page, and there's a downloads area, and this way we can download the entire repository as a zip file. And if you know Git, you might also just clone the repository, or perhaps even fork if you want to contribute. Let's just do this. Let's go to the GitHub page. Here we go. Here's the repository. Okay. And here are all the top level directories. We can, for example, drill into the contributions directory, because this is the directory holding all the implementations of the 101 Companies system, which is all the files that we are going to investigate. So if you look around a little bit, you see, for example, here some Haskell based implementations of the 101 Companies system. And if we keep on looking, we also see some Java based implementations. And if you look up here, you also see the downloads area, and this is how you can get the repository through a simple zip file. Okay, I already prepared this, so the zip file was already downloaded and I already unzipped it. So we are here on my system. Here's the repository. Here are the top level directories. Here are all the contributions. Here are the Haskell contributions. Here are the Java contributions. So we are ready to go and play with software matrix. Okay. So this is the kind of thing we want to do. I assume that we have some script here called analysis. And this script is supposed to somehow drill into the contributions directory, look for Java files or for Haskell files, and then we will get reported some numbers like the minimum lines of code for all the Java files, the maximum lines of code, and the median. So look at this. So basically, for example, we have that the median lines of code metric for Java is 41 in the repository, whereas it is 24 for Haskell. Just for the fun of it, let's also reproduce this in real time. So I'm not going to do this in this directory with the repository. Let's rather designate a directory to this experiment. So I already prepared this a little bit. Let's do this here. So we are basically next to the 101 repository, and so here's the script. So we have to point it to the contributions. Okay, and we have to tell it what files to look at, all Java files. Okay, we get all these numbers that we just saw, and also all the Haskell files. Again, now we see all the numbers for Haskell. And if you're curious how the analysis looks like and whether it's complicated, of course it's not. It's a really simple Python script that basically just iterates over all the files in the directory passed as an argument and somehow filters the files out by suffix, and then just determines the number of lines in those files and creates all these statistics here. Very simple. That's it. Okay. So now with these numbers in place, what we could do is we could just draw this conclusion. Let's say Haskell modules are more concise than Java modules. This should be enough for today. Of course, I should mention though that this is not a very scientific statement that I'm trying to make here. You know, we haven't even really discussed what sort of hypothesis we are after here. Perhaps this is the wrong matrix anyhow. And also, you know, what's the status of the files that we're working with? What other threats to validity do we face here? So this is really very non-scientific. So let me summarize. What is the point of this demo? So basically, I wanted to really cheaply demonstrate how you can get some value out of the repository in terms of examining the repository. You know, think of software analysis, think of softwarematics, software reverse engineering. And as I was showing you, it's really easy to get started. Just a few things you have to know. And hopefully this inspires you to do a few more profound experiments. And if you want to get in touch, here are some pointers, and all the code and all the other details of this presentation here are available online, of course, on GitHub. Thank you.